Because women in science have the power to change the world, discover Women in Science, presented by the L'Oréal Foundation.
Niveen is the standard bearer for a new generation of women in the Middle East. She is young, Muslim, a mother of 3 children, with a brilliant career as a chemist. But her success story hides a long fight for access to education and emancipation. Today, this Lebanese woman wants to make her journey a model for young girls from the Middle East and has decided to fight from the inside. She gave up a career in the United States to return to her region, and not just anywhere, but in Saudi Arabia.
If you want real change, you need to be here. You need to be in the heart of it to actually be able to make a change. I'm working with these females on a daily basis, and just where these females went, in their career makes me, reassured that I'm doing the right thing.
So this is the main campus over there. And my office is at the last building, as you can see, over there.
It's hard to imagine, but just 8 years ago, there was nothing here, just a strip of desert along the Red Sea. KAUST is a mammoth project that sprang up in just a few years. A center of scientific and technical excellence modeled on great private U.S. colleges such as MIT and Harvard, with whom the fledgling university hopes to compete. With its state-of-the-art laboratories, KAUST is now the largest university in the Arab world. It was founded by King Abdullah, who reigned over the country from 2005 to 2015. A colossal budget and endowment of $10 billion, all in the service of one ambition, to restore splendor to this region, which in the Middle Ages was the cradle of science. Niveen is the only female professor in the chemistry department. At just 35, she already heads her own laboratory.
But the most interesting point is we have particles, or what I like to call nanoparticles, right there. So I always, in the morning when I'm having my coffee, I look outside and see these structures. I remember the kind of chemistry that we're doing, and pretty much very proud of the work that have came out of our lab so far.
Nanoparticles are actually infinitely small materials. Their diameter is 1 billion times smaller than that of a hair. They are mini capsules capable of carrying chemicals, and they are in the process of shaking up whole sectors of science and industry. For example, is directly impacted, particularly cancer treatments, as cancer is one of the leading causes of death worldwide, with figures steadily increasing. It's a key public health issue.
This shows you really just pretty much a cartoon representation of the research that we're doing.
The nanoparticles on which Niveen is working contain a chemotherapy treatment. Injected into the bloodstream, these capsules spread throughout the patient's body. Intelligent nanoparticles programmed to target cancer cells. Under the effect of a stimulus such as infrared radiation, they release the right drug in the right amount at the right time, destroying only the cancer cells and sparing the healthy cells, which is not the case with current therapy. An innovation that could revolutionize cancer treatment.
The beauty of nanoparticle is you can engineer it differently. So I can engineer a nanoparticle that would serve that person great, do a little more tweaks and differences in the design for another person, and this is pretty much, I think, would increase the efficiency of therapy.
These made-to-measure nanoparticles open the door to the medicine of the future. A personalized medicine much more effective, able to adapt to each type of cancer and especially to each patient. This is a research for the long term, as these treatments won't be released for 10 or 15 years.
Niveen est une chercheuse de qualité, mais n'oubliez pas, elle est jeune. Mais déjà aujourd'hui, on remarque son travail. On la remarque parce qu'elle arrive à trouver des applications à ce qu'elle fait. Beaucoup de gens font une chose, et ils continuent, ils continuent, ils continuent. Niveen fait une chose, Et puis elle l'adapte à quelque chose d'autre et à quelque chose d'autre encore. C'est rare ça.
And her latest, most short-term invention, nanoparticles capable of optimizing the exploration and exploitation of oil deposits. A highly strategic sector for Saudi Arabia, the world's leading oil producer.
So similarly to what you do in your body, you inject nanoparticles to do some imaging and delivery, you can actually inject nanoparticles in wells to bring more oil and gas out from the wells. So this is also another interesting aspect which kind of relates biomedical application to a very hardcore industrial application that we're trying to investigate.
35 years ago, amid the bombs of the Lebanese Civil War, Niveen was born in Beirut to a Lebanese father and a Saudi mother. Her parents divorced while she was a baby, and Niveen was raised by her grandmother. Even as a child, her dream was emancipation.
The female figures in my life growing up did not work or had a real career, and that made them dependent in a sense. And it was really a goal of mine to be independent. And to do that, you need to be a strong woman. You need to have a career. You need to have a clear vision of what you want to be. And so I came into my university or undergrad with a clear vision of where I wanted to be.
Niveen soon distinguished herself. The first in her family to study, she attended the prestigious American University of Beirut. Her chemistry teacher would be a key player in her destiny. Aware of her prodigious potential, he urged her to continue her studies in the United States. At 20, she attended the University of Florida, then UCLA in California, and finally Northwestern in Chicago. At 24, she became pregnant with her first child.
It was really hard to have a baby during graduate school because I had to study, I had to write up my thesis, finish my papers and experiments, and take care of a baby. But I can say that you learn the best lessons from the toughest situations.
Since then, Niveen has had 2 more children with her husband Asim, a Palestinian engineer.
Hello! Hi! Come on in. So Ryan just turned 1. He's the youngest. And then we moved to Tarek. So Tarek is 2.5. And the middle one, obviously. Karen, you wanna come here? So Karen is my eldest, and she's gonna be 11 very soon, and she's 5th grade.
Through strength of character and pugnacity, Niveen has managed to reconcile a great career as a scientist and a busy family life, a challenge to all women everywhere, but even more so in the Middle East, where culturally, a woman's main job is to be a mother.
Yay! I always find it that when you have younger kids, your career mainly slows off in the beginning, and this is what I tell my graduate students, that they shouldn't be intimidated. There is, a light at the end of the tunnel, because kids will be older, and pretty much you're trained now how to run your life. So in the beginning it's hard, but then you can handle it very well. So I can tell this after 6 years with the gang. So yeah, so now it's fine. Straight to bed.
Though things have gone well for Niveen, she realizes this is not the case for the great majority of young women in the Middle East. So to help them, to serve as a model, she rejected a research position in the USA to join KAUST, an oasis of freedom and tolerance in the heart of Saudi Arabia, just 150 kilometers from the holy city of Mecca. KAUST is an American-style campus where 7,000 people from 100 different nations live, men and women of all cultures. Here, women are even overrepresented in the scientific disciplines, 37% against 15% elsewhere in the world. King Abdullah himself, in creating this place, has decided to open up his country to the world.
He wanted to create an environment which was entirely open, very diverse in terms of people coming from all over the world. At the same time, men and women have the same rights and duties on the campus.
But definitely having a graduate school like KAUST here in the heart of the Middle East would give this opportunity to many female graduate students to actually pursue their degree and pretty much their dreams.
Improving girls' education is a mission for Niveen. She lectures to degree students and encourages them to go as far as they can. When she spots a brilliant student, she hires them for her laboratory. She introduced a few to us.
This is Shahid Al-Sayari, and she's one of my pretty much first-class students that joined my lab. She has grown so much. She actually has more than 7, 8 papers now. So this is Maram Al-Yami. Okay, Maram is from Saudi Arabia, Eastern Province. She got her master's at KAUST, and we persuaded her to go for her PhD.
Haneen is also doing a doctorate. She is 26 and came especially from Jordan.
I decided to choose Professor Niveen as a supervisor because, first of all, she's a woman and she's very talented and she's very hard worker.
Niveen is an example for the new generation to follow. She guides these young girls in their research, but also in their personal lives, spending much of her time helping them affirm their personalities, gain in self-confidence, and preparing them to face the world of work after the bubble of KAUST.
My first student was really shy, so she wouldn't even shake hands or look people in the eye. Yes, it took me 5 years, but now she's working in one of the probably premier oil companies in the world, Saudi Aramco, working mainly with men and excelling in her job, which really makes me very proud.
Niveen hopes that her journey will inspire many women. She is convinced that attitudes will change, even though there's still a long road ahead.
Women in Science was presented by the L'Oréal Foundation.